Welcome to the highlights of the fourth day's play of this fourth Cornhill Test match at Old Trafford. England, I'm afraid, at the start of play, fairly deep in trouble. The scorecard showed 163 for 5, with Alan Lamb not out on 27. He played pretty well towards the end on Saturday. Paul Allett, his tail-end partner there, is 10 not out. And the position for England was that they were 337 runs behind, but the magic... One maiden, 1 for 35, and he was fast as well. Roger Harper was accurate, 20 overs for 20 runs. The position for England was that they were 337 runs behind, but the magic figure they needed was in fact 301, another 138 runs before they could save the follow-on. That was what they were looking for this morning. We pick up play now in the very first over. Winston Davis is coming in, Alan Lamb is taking strike, and there are no runs on the board.
It's in the air but safe, high volley, and that's racing away for 4. It's a fine start then for Alan Lamb. Just about to sneak over the ropes before Larry Gomes can move across there. Forecast for another hot day, but as you can see, there's a little bit of breeze out there. And the wicket certainly looks exceedingly easy pace here this morning. Big Joel Garner from the Warwick Road end. Very sore that as well. The Yorker or full toss ran about on the boot, fired in from the angle, fairly confident. I think it was missed the leg stump. Earning his money once again, little Bernie Thomas. You've got to be a bit lucky to get through this tour series unscathed, haven't you? One in hospital, one with a broken arm, and Allett's in trouble now. A few cracks coming from up there, you can be sure. There's his teammate Fowler. Go on, get on with the game.
I think there was a shout of catch it, but it didn't seem to go within 5 yards of anyone out there.
I think Joel had forgotten he'd pushed his short leg back.
Very well bowled, and in the end, well played by Allett. He's got 4. I keep seeing in the old cricket books photographs of the draw shot, where the old-timers would delicately lift their foot and clip the ball away behind square. This can't be very far away from it.
Roger Harper is the first change here this morning.
Good shot, beautifully placed. It's gone past the short leg, the short mid-wicket, the ordinary mid-wicket, and the wide mid-on.
Well, nice gentle full toss here. And Alan Lamb taking full advantage of that.
And there's a single there to him, and Alan Lamb has his 50. That's a good knock from Alan Lamb. Quite safe. It was a good shot, in fact. It's quite often employed against the bowlers who pitch short outside the off stump, deliberately hit away over the slip or gully area. And sometimes a fly slip is needed down there. Winston Davis was given the honour of taking the second new ball, had the first over with it. That really was the first ball he's pitched up to try and allow the ball to swing. Holmes is under it. And ALLAN is out. Playing the hook shot. Miscued. Winston Davis has broken through. 228 for 6 now. And that was a very good and valuable 26 runs from Paul ALLAN.
Paul ALLAN had been playing the short ball with the old ball well enough and had played a couple of hook shots. With this new ball, twice he's tried it, twice he's top-edged, and this one, they've got the fielder back for it.
Ooh, that's a good shot. Quite immaterial that it was played off a no ball, but he was in position for it and pulled it away beautifully. One of the really good pull shots we've seen in this series.
This is Davis again. And that was nearly another tremendous effort behind. Nearly a combined effort there by Dujon and Lloyd.
Well, this was a very quick ball indeed. It's gone down very short, and ALLAN has started to duck. Then he realized it wasn't getting up. It's whistled out there. Dujon's punched it into Clive Lloyd. Clive Lloyd's had 2 grabs at it, but it's found its way down.
Holding again to Cook. So Nick Cook gets off the mark. So that's 238 now for 6, just the 1 man out this morning. Paul ALLAN fall into Davis for a very well played 26. Allan Lamb on 72 as a non-striker. It's Nick Cook to face at the moment. And he squeezed that away through the close array of catches there, and it races down to that 3rd man boundary for 4 runs. So they've gone pretty well here, England, this morning. It's been an exceptionally good fight back. Full marks to ALLAN for his 26, but the innings of the morning so far going to Allan Lamb. He's on 72, and the one hope that England can avoid the follow-on. This is Holding versus Lamb. That's gone through for 4. Good on drive, fairly through the bat at that one. And Lamb marches on to 76. Already made 2 very good hundreds. And he's gone. A crash of timber behind. And Nick Cook, now they're really playing forward and back there. And Michael Holding snaps up his first wicket of the innings, still leaving him 257 for 7, with Cook gone for 13.
Perfect length ball, this. Michael Holding again getting the ball just a little bit fuller in length than he's wont, and really just a dead straight ball that Nick Cook's played inside, just straight through to the off stump.
Will he go for 1? Will he go for 2? Will he try for 3? Or it's got to be 4. The whole object of that, of course, was if he'd had a little bit of common sense, would he have gone for 1 or 3 and kept the strike after lunch? And all these thoughts going through Allan Lamb's mind the moment he hit that ball. Shall he just settle for 1? Will he try and get 3 and be at that far end after lunch? And in the end, the ball had the last say, and he's picked up 4 more, which has taken him on nicely to 90.
And just 10 away from his century. A fine innings that from Allan Lamb, 90 not out, 270 for 7, and a good performance from ALLAN, from Nick Cook, and also from Pat Pocock, who's hung on there well without scoring any runs. 230 runs behind, and still 31 needed to make West Indies bat again. There are 3 wickets in hand, but one of those wickets is Paul Terry, and he is highly unlikely to find his way onto the field at any future stage. of this game. We pick up play now in the second over after lunch. Eldine Baptiste is the bowler, and he's coming into bowl to Allan Lamb. He's going to go for 2 here, but Winston Davis is gathering it. And pressure on the throw. That's good running from Lamb.
That must have gone very close to the off stump there.
And that'll be very nice. Thank you for Allan Lamb. Takes him now on to 98. Touch of good fortune. And it steered itself just wide of Clive Lloyd. Means that Pocock has to face Garner once again. That's comprehensive enough. But Pocock wasn't behind that one. It's one the few he hasn't got behind. It was just a good length delivery. And Garner has demolished his castle. But 21 runs put on by Lamb and Pocock. Pocock was just there as a passive partner, not worrying about scoring, just trying to stay there with the upper order batsman. He's gone now, and Norman Cowans comes out. Too late, too late. Garner has done it. The off-stump cartwheels back again in the most conclusive manner possible. And Cowans goes, but will Terry come out? The question now of whether young Paul Terry will make it to the centre, because that is over, and there may be no need at all for Terry to face a ball. Lamb could reach his 100.
I don't think there's any question that Paul Terry is going to come out. It's probably a last-minute decision up in the dressing room. And he's certainly on his way. Here he comes. And Clive Lloyd, I think, being the sportsman that he is, I very much doubt that he would have appealed however long it had taken Paul Terry to get there.
High drama and pathos here at Old Trafford. Malcolm Marshall came out to give Larry Gomes the chance of a century at Headingley. Now we may see a different style situation here. Terry will have to bat right hand, the same as Marshall. But if faced with the job, then he might even turn round and play at it as a left-hander. That would be the more sensible thing to do. We'll find it much easier to do that. Anyway, in the meantime, it's going to be Allan Lamb. He's going to face the renewed attack from the Warwick Road end. And it is a change in bowling. Michael Holding is coming back on rather than Eldine Baptiste. Viv Richards is allowing the single, but not the 2. Lamb is on 98. And he's got it away. Got to take 2, and will do so. 100 to Allan Lamb. He's the first man in the history of Test match cricket to score 3 centuries against the West Indies in a series in this country.
Allan Lamb looking at the dressing room, seeing if David Gower is going to call them in or leave Terry to bat. England needing 21 now to save the follow-on. Quite a situation.
And that's it. So it was from the point of view of Terry actually batting, a gesture, but a brave gesture to come out there, because he might have had to face a couple of balls before Lamb reached that century. Lamb 100 not out, 3 centuries in the series against the West Indies, and that's put into true perspective when you consider that the West Indians have already won this series against England. An unusual finish there to the England second innings, but certainly a brave effort on the part of Paul Terry to come out and steer Allan Lamb through to that 100 not out. 280 all out England. That's 220 runs behind the West Indies. Some impressive bowling figures there. I thought Harper bowled well, even though he didn't take a wicket. Garner was all menace out there for his 4. 2 to Davis, who bowled very fast all the way through. 3 to Baptiste and 1 to Michael Holding. So England now set out on the long haul. They had 86 minutes to bat up to tea, and then another 2 hours to try and survive through to the scheduled time for drawing stumps. No easy effort, I can tell you. And here we are with the very first ball of the second innings. Graham Fowler is taking strike, and Michael Holding is the bowler. Ooh, I didn't like that too much. That wasn't all that short, and it still went through shoulder height. Straight away, Fowler defeated, and he could have been looking for anything there, because the first ball took off and flew through to the keeper from just short of a length. The next one pitched around about the same spot, and it seemed to me to strike the stumps about 2 or 3 parts of the way up.
Danton will be quite anxious for that run. And naught in the first innings, so safely away from the dreaded pair. It's caught the outside edge. It's gone through Garner in the gully, so it allows Chris Broad to get off the mark. Thrown it high in the air, and Downton's gone, and Lloyd all the time in the world, and he's not quite sure what he's bringing him back now. He's tossed it high, appealed for it, then he had second thoughts. He seemed to catch it so casually, and that was quite a remarkable incident. He tossed it high in jubilation to begin with, possibly then gave it a second thought and realised he might have pulled it up on the half volley. Well, a noble gesture from Clive Lloyd.
Lovely shot for 4.
Well, that was absolute copybook stuff. I think even Len Hutton would have approved of that. The balance and the head position and the straight swing of the bat.
And that is not met completely with Chris Broad's approval.
Well, this ball coming in on a very wide angle, and of course the problem is that Chris Broad took his bat away from the pad completely, so I think he will be judged not to have played a stroke.
He's off the mark now for 4.
beautiful shot. Looked for all the world when he started to play. He was going to put that square on the offside. Finished up hammering it past the bowler. And that's very close. It's a brilliant piece of work. Well worth seeing again. It's gone back. And up go the West Indies. Interesting decision. A very close one, and I would suspect a very good one from Harold Bird.
Well, this is the first time David Gower had really thrown the bat through the ball, and it wasn't quite up to him. It went in the air, actually straight to Haynes, who seemed to just misjudge it, seemed to be going left and had to come back for it. And it was in and out.
That's bad luck. Paul Downton has defended so dourly out there and has worked so hard. It's always a pity when you're out playing on and when the ball in fact just trickles onto the stumps. Well bowled, Roger Harper. Second wicket for him. He's given a good performance in this match so far.
Straightened. Alan Lamb still in good form, had time enough to get right back on his back foot.
Nicely placed and very well fielded.
Well bowled. So third wicket for Harper. Lamb goes this time after that great 100 in the first innings. He's gone for 9 and it's 99 for 4.
Yes, I don't think there's much doubt that this was going down the leg side, just brushed the pad and straightened it out and just clipped the outside edge of the leg stump.
West Indies probably feeling if they can break this little stand tonight. The last two recognised batsmen there, Gower and Botham. Hallett, I would think, will come in next. Cook, Pocock and Cowans. So the 100 finally comes up for England, but they've lost 4 wickets reaching it, and we're into the 48th over. England still need another 120 runs. And the outside edge sees him off the mark.
So Michael Holding just testing Ian Botham just outside the off stump. And while he's finding his bearings, it's just the tough part about when you first go in. It's just got a thick outside edge.
And he's asking and he's gone, and Botham's out. Caught at short leg. Fairly simple chance there. 101 for 5, and possibly the last hope for England departing with Ian Botham there. It's another wicket for Harper. 4 now to the 5, have fallen to the off spinner.
All credit to the bowler here, Roger Harper. He's got it up in the air. He's done Ian Botham in the flight. He's found himself pushing forward at a ball a bit short of a length. Turned, clipped the inside edge of the bat, probably onto the pad. And he's given himself out.
Well, that's short. Plenty of time for Gower to get into position, swing at it, hook it away, finally for 4 runs. That was another half chance there. Desperate dive there by Haynes. It might just have stayed in and probably bounced out when he hit the ground. Looked to be another bad catch there. That's a good shot. The first time anybody's offered anything of an aggressive note to Harper. He's bowled the whole time with nobody past mid-on. Some neat deflection. Just flicked that away, timed it quite nicely for a single. Always nice to get into double figures. Allen's going on to 10.
No more runs added, and England finished the day, the fourth day of this Cornhill Test, at 120 for 5. 100 runs behind and needing that many to make the West Indies bat again. David Gower, 43 not out, played really well today. Paul Allett, 10, batted with all the courage and determination he showed earlier, but there's not much left there with due deference to the England tail. Holding 1 wicket, Harper just rewarded there, 437 from 23 overs. He didn't take a wicket in the first innings, and that was a very, very good sight to see him wheeling in from the Warwick Road end today. The situation in this match then is rather desperate for England. They're 100 runs behind. They have 5 wickets in hand, but one of those wickets is Paul Terry, and I doubt very much. Play now with the 5th ball of the day. The off's rather desperate for England. They're 100 runs behind. They have 5 wickets in hand, but one of those wickets is Paul Terry, and I doubt very much if we'll see him again tomorrow. Well, there have been a lot of highlights in this game. Many of them have been produced by the West Indians, and it has been a very good match as far as Clive Lloyd is concerned. But for Allan Lamb today, it was a tremendous performance. In the second Test match at Lord's, he made 110. In the third Test at Headingley, he made 100, and I thought that was the best innings I've ever seen him play. I doubt if this one at Old Trafford was as good as that, but it is still a very, very fine performance, 100 not out, and he's the first England player to make 300s in England in a series against the West Indies. Dennis Amos did it in the Caribbean in 1973-74, but a fine performance that from Allan Lamb.